So what we are going to do now is we're going to envision this mass group of people. And now I want you to formulate the words that communicate love, understanding, patience, compassion, a wanting to transmit to them the feeling of being a powerful creator in this present moment to those who feel disconnected from that. Now offer me those words.
I would say we're all in this together, and we're all afraid, and we're all uncertain of our future. But when we stick together and when we love each other, nothing can overcome that. Nothing. Not a president, not a disease, nothing.
That was lovelier. And that did communicate more emotion. And so to add to your words, I would say, I know that you are afraid, but you do not have to be. You do not have to be, because the support of all that is, the support that you have had all your life, that you may not be aware of, is right now flowing to you and through you at all times. There is so much love here for you. There is so much support and guidance that you have access to that I know you haven't realized that yet, but I have. And so I want to share with you now how lovely it is to feel more powerful. I know you are afraid, but I am not. I know that you feel some level of trepidation, but you do not need to, because all is well and you are safe. And you have always been safe. And even though the future is unknown to you, it is not a future that you need fear, because you are in control of the kind of life that you want to lead at all times. And even though you may not know this as fully as I do, I know it more fully. And I know that I'm going to send to you that love and compassion and patience and understanding that you can feel, that you can resonate with, that's going to calm your spirit, that's going to help you feel more appreciation. So the acknowledging that everyone is afraid is okay, but in order to send love, you must not be afraid, because you know that the future, although it is unknown for the mass, is not unknown for you, because you create your future at all time. You're creating your future right here now in this moment. There is no need to fear the future. And just as you know that, there is no need for them to fear the future either. Everyone on this planet can creatively express themselves uniquely in their realities for all of you to observe. And not a one of you ever need fear anything about that. Though they will all be different, and that they will all be from different perspectives and different angles, they will all be beautiful, because they are the expression of a soul in physical body that has come to journey along and learn from its changing perspectives. And though everybody is standing in a very different place, you know that there is nothing to fear. You don't even have to fear that they don't know that, because there is nothing that they can create that can ever assert itself into your experience, unless, of course, you have a cooperating belief that agrees on some level with their belief that they can. If they want to, let's say you're afraid that their activism, let's say demonstrations, may not allow you to travel physically, I can assure you that if your soul, your inner being would like to go somewhere, there is no one that can stop you. There is nothing that they can do to impede anything that you desire for your day. It really is not true.
Yeah.
You are observing it being true for others. And so you think it might be true for you. But here is the thing. Even though it may have been true for others, even though the mass group of people that may have felt powerless because they are not connected to their sense of selves. They are not as connected to knowing who and what they really are and how powerful they really are, individually, each one, but also collectively. If you have observed them impacting and restricting the abilities of others, understand that those others who were restricted could only have been so if there was a cooperating belief that was in alignment with theirs. Those who did not hold compatible belief systems were not impeded by any events surrounding protests, demonstrations. You understand?
Yes.
Because their belief systems were not in concurrence with those who were demonstrating then. And so it is important to, when you're analyzing your trepidation and your concern, that you really take a look at it to understand that what you're getting concerned about is based on what you've observed in the past, which was cataloged by your rational mind, your physical mind then. You observed people interacting perhaps, or maybe you observed when you yourself was limited by an activity of a mass group of people. But understand that that could not have happened if you didn't have a belief that was in agreement with theirs.
Yes.
Hence the law of attraction. Now, if that did not happen to you, but you did observe it happening to others, you understand that was a cooperative engagement that you were observing. And so there was no necessary wrongness on either part. They were actually a group of creators who were cooperatively engaging in a scenario where one group who felt powerless in one way, in some of the terms that you think of, were engaging with others who also in some way felt powerless, and they were able to connect with each other in that way. One group wanted to circumvent another group, and the other group, of course, was circumvented. And so you believe now that the power of the masses, of the group of people who are disconnected from themselves because they are essentially feeling powerless individually. The demonstrations and the protests are an attempt by a group to reclaim some level of feeling powerful, to level the energetic playing field, you see. It is an expression of those who feel powerless, when in fact, as you said, they are far from it. They are not powerless, they are powerful, but they are not connected to the understandings that will allow them to fully experience that yet. And so the alternative then is what the rational mind, the physical mind produces, which is we must rally, we must do this, we must do that, in an attempt to leverage some level of equality, you see. But the intuitive mind knows differently. The soul knows that is not the only solution. Far from it, because that engagement, that activity is coming from a place of fear. And of course, the energy of fears and concern and trepidation and worry is never, 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 never going to be in any way comparable to the energies of joy, the power of love, and those energy fields, you see.
Yeah.
And so
Thank you.
order for to be concerned, you are most welcome. In order to be concerned about one group because of another, you have to understand, what are you observing? You are observing two groups of people that actually have similar belief systems, where they would not have attracted each other.
Right.
Like attracts like. And so then it comes down to what your opinion is of each of the groups. Is one better than the other? Is one group not as good as the other group? Because both groups are expressing their belief systems, and somewhere in their belief systems, they are housing the idea of being powerless. And so then it behooves you to wonder, why are you feeling trepidation for either group? When instead you could say, you could acknowledge what it is you are actually observing: two groups that are expressing similar belief systems and interacting with each other, which of course has nothing to do with you.
Right.
Because if you don't have a belief system that is harmonious with theirs, it is not going to affect your reality at all. However, because you can understand that, you can allow yourself to feel compassion
Yeah.
and patience and love. Yes, love, even for the people who are rallying, even for the people who are protesting, even for all of them, you see. For there is no wrongness, there is only the expression of their limiting beliefs in a physical way that you can observe. And love, the love that you as one individual, one soul transmits to those groups is more powerful than the mass fear, you see. But it is unconditional love, not conditional. Not the idea that you have to feel trepidation because one group is doing wrongness to another group. It cannot be from that framework, you see, because the energy of unconditional love is unconditional. It loves them both equally. It wants the best for both equally. It wants peace for all of them. It wants them to feel the love that you're transmitting, all of them, not just some of them. You want to transmit safety because you know they are never going to be unsafe. They are eternal. They are eternal even if they don't know that. They're
Yeah.
never going to be unsafe. They're just going to transition to another experience, but they're never going to be unsafe. It's as though you are watching almost children, yes? You would not want to send love to only one group of children when actually both groups of children are expressing similar belief systems, that they are unsafe, that they are vulnerable, that they are not in control of their destinies, that they're not in control of their future. And they are. But you want to send out the love of patience to all of the children unconditionally because you know that they're going to continue to grow and learn, and that's okay. It has to be okay for them because it has to be okay for you.
Yeah.
And so if you can extend that level of acceptance for your own journey, for the things you have not yet learned, you see, then it is very easy to extend that for others as well, as long as you feel it for yourself first. You cannot extend to others what you do not have for self.
Thank you,
And
Seth.
that was the
Those.
long way around the answer.
Thank you. And there I have like friends and family members who are in those groups. And so my focus is going to be on compassion and love for them in the experience that they go through, that they
And
feel peace.
say those words, and not only for the friends and family who are in those groups, but for all of the people who are with them. The significance of saying these words cannot be overstated. I love you all. I love you.
Yeah.
The peace that comes with the uttering of those words is more than finding a plethora of words to express that emotion. I want only the best for you. I know what you can have, and it's okay that you're not there yet. But I'm going to hold a space for you here to say, I love you all. I'm going to hold the space of patience so that energy of that vibration can be communicated throughout my nation, my country, my countrymen, my neighbors. Even though I don't know you personally, I love you anyway. Even though you may disagree with me and I may disagree with you, that is also okay because I love you anyway. The three words I love you cannot be overstated, and
Yeah.
they will help you to feel it. When you send peace, when you send patience, when you send compassion, when you send love, it's important to be able to comfortably say it. I love you. I love you because you are also me. We are all connected. If you believe that you are all in this together as one, then, and if you can say, I love myself, then it's very easy for you to say, I love you too, even if you do not know them, even if they hold a different viewpoint than you. They may look very different than you, but they are you. You can say, I love you because you are me. I love you because I am you. And I understand really what that means. You see how when you start saying things like that, you do not have to feel afraid. You do not have to feel powerless. You do not have to feel unsafe. And this is why not only do I love you, but you are surrounded by love. And then let your academic knowledge come out.
Thank you, Seth. It was beautiful.
Oh,
I love you. Thank you.